Oh my god. I went back to that e-waste drop-off box with the purpose of finding the AC adapter for that external USB hard drive, and what I came back with went above and beyond my expectations. I found so much stuff there, so much awesome stuff that I brought back here. So, starting off with, I did find the AC adapter for this hard drive. It didn't come with the part that actually plugs into the outlet, but I already have such a cord here. The one off my printer fits this. So I will test this USB hard drive and see if it works in another video. Next, I found a standard PC power cable and a VGA cable. Nice. I've been wanting to get another one of these because I only have one, and I wanted to have a spare. I got both of these cords off of a Dell high-definition monitor that was in the box there. Probably the original monitor to the Dell Inspiron 530. That monitor probably works just fine, but it's got a huge deep gouge in the middle of the screen, so I didn't bother with it. But yeah, those are a cool find. A Dell USB Optical Mouse, probably the mouse that came with the Dell Inspiron 530. It works perfect. And now that I have these cords, I can actually test here the Dell Inspiron 530. I can hook it up to my television set for the monitor, and I've got a mouse and I've got a power cable, and we can finally see if that computer works. And I will test it in another video. A Mitsumi Ps2 Optical Mouse. That's pretty cool. You don't see many Ps2 optical mice. I haven't been able to test it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it works fine. Anyway, that's really cool. I like to use an optical mouse over a standard ball mouse any day of the week. So it's really nice to have a PS2 version, because all my computers that have PS2 ports, I prefer to use a PS2 keyboard and mouse and keep the USB ports free. Also, forgot to put it on the bed here. Look at this, an Apple Pro mouse. And it too works absolutely perfect. Next, I didn't know what this was. I just grabbed it with a couple other things. Turns out it's just a telephone cable. Screw that, I'll throw it back in the box. Next, it is a 256 megabyte module of DDR2 RAM for a laptop. Nanya DDR2 5300S. That was quite interesting. Tiny module though, I don't have any use for it. I guess I'll throw it up on eBay. But that was an interesting find, nonetheless. Next, I found this Toshiba 500 gigabyte laptop SATA hard drive. How about that? Now, I have a feeling that this hard drive came from the HP laptop that I found in the box. The very first time I ever checked the box, I told you about a HP laptop from around 2008 that was pretty beaten up. I ended up gutting the parts and throwing it away. But I would bet this is the hard drive that came out of it. And that's kind of funny because, you know, when I found the laptop without a hard drive in it, I thought, well, nice, the owner was actually smart enough to remove the drive. But no, it would appear they removed the drive and then just threw the drive in the box separately. Gotta do better than that. Anyway, sometime I will test this thing in another video and see if it works. If it does, that'd be pretty darn sweet. It's the biggest hard drive I'll have ever had. I also got this power adapter for a PCI Express video card. Plugs into two Molex connectors and you get the standard 6-pin connector. Awesome. By the way, thank you to the person who informed me. What I thought was an AGP slot in this computer, turns out it's actually a PCI Express X16 slot. That's awesome. So yeah, I didn't even recognize it because I didn't know PCI Express slots had that that little tab that you press on the end of them to insert and remove a card. I thought only AGP slots had that, so that's why I thought it was an AGP slot. But yeah, that's awesome. That means I could put an amazingly powerful video card in this thing. Turn this computer, if it works, into a very powerful machine. Very capable computer. Now, I've read online, and it's only PCI Express 1.0, but I've done some other reading, and you need a really, truly powerful video card before it actually even saturates the bandwidth of PCI Express 1.0. So I can still get a very capable, and by capable I mean, you know, capable of playing currently available games. I can still get a video card good enough to do that, and it'll work in this computer, and it'll still run at the great majority of its speed. The cards that I was looking at getting, they would run, even though they're PCI Express 3.0 cards, they'll still work at least 95% of their speed on PCI Express 1.0, so that's pretty good. Next, I was really excited when I found this. This is an Asus model P4P800SE Pentium 4 ATX motherboard. That's really nice. These were really popular. This was a really popular motherboard in the mid-2000s for people who built gaming systems. This motherboard was the basis of many custom gaming computers back around between about 2003 and 2006. It was a really good motherboard for its time. It's a socket 478, and so it's capable of taking either a Northwood or a Prescott Pentium 4. This did come with a CPU, a 2.4 gigahertz Prescott, and this is capable of taking up to the 3.4 gigahertz hyper-threading Prescotts. That's really sweet. And it also came with, this board takes DDR RAM up to 4 gigabytes. It did come with a gigabyte and a half of DDR RAM. Two sticks are PC3200, and then this frontmost stick, that's PC2700, so not matched speeds, but whatever. But yeah, and overall it's a pretty nice decked out motherboard. It's got 5 PCI slots, and, you know, a lot of expandability. It's got an AGP slot, that's pretty sweet. And now if we look at the I/O, we've got PS2, SPDIF port, parallel and serial, nice, an array of legacy ports on this board, 4 USB ports, Gigabit Ethernet, standard audio, and you notice what's missing? This has no onboard video. Now, some of you might find that as a bummer, but I actually find it as pretty cool, because A, it persuades you to have to, you know, choose a video card, make your own choice of what kind of video is going to be on this board. You don't have the onboard to fall back on. And B, when you do have a separate video card installed, you don't have the onboard video still existing and taking up resources. It's also got 2 IDE ports, a floppy port, and it's got SATA. And it's the first version of SATA that's only 150 megabytes per second. That's neat. So yeah, a nice full array of ports and features on this motherboard. Really nice. Very versatile. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So sometime when I'm home, I'll have to throw my ATI Rage 128 Pro video card in the AGP slot and see if this thing works. If this board actually works, I've been imagining, you know, like getting a case and building a custom computer out of this. It would be the first custom computer I ever owned. And it's funny because many years ago, I really wanted to build a Pentium 4 computer. And now I finally get to do that, like almost 10 years later. And of course, a Pentium 4 is not nearly as special as it was back at the time I wanted to do that, but still it'd be pretty cool. And the Pentium 4 is still a very useful platform. The only thing is I don't have the I/O plate, so it'd look kind of ugly at the back of the computer. And of course I don't have the other components like a case or a power supply. And it sucks because I did have a case, the case that the custom built computer 2 lived in before it died of a power supply failure. And I didn't think I was ever going to use that case for anything, so I donated it to the high school right before I graduated. Oh well. But yeah, we'll take it a step at a time. We'll have to see if this board works. Now, you can see, of course, there is no heatsink. There were 2 heat sinks in the box there, so I grabbed them both. This one, I'm pretty sure, is not the one that fit this board. But this one, I am 99% sure this is the heatsink that was on this board. Because when I first got these components, the processor had really wet, goopy heatsink compound on it. And this heatsink also had very wet, goopy compound on it. Which makes me wonder if it was applied recently, meaning this board was in recent use. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the heatsink. But the problem is, now, I have no experience dealing with Pentium 4 motherboards, so I have no idea how their cooling systems attach. It's not like, you know, the socket 7 and socket 370 systems where you just have the two clips that the heatsink goes onto. With this thing, there's a bunch of extra hardware that you have to mount it onto the thing, and I'm not sure I got all that hardware. First of all, I got this plastic retainer clip, which looks like it was meant to go on there. Yeah, that looks like that's supposed to sit like that. But that doesn't do anything. It's got what looks like screw holes here, but there's nothing to screw into. And yeah, I have no idea, and I found this thing too. This looks like it might have been, you know, part of the heatsink mounting thing, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to have a logical place where it goes anywhere. See, if I just slide it on there, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know what would be done with this thing. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the heatsink that went to this motherboard, but I don't think I have all the mounting hardware, and I have no idea how socket 478 heatsinks mount. So if you guys can give me any pointers, if I actually do have all the hardware and I just don't know what I'm doing, or if there's a specific standardized part of the hardware that I'm missing that I could get from eBay or somewhere, I don't know. But if I don't have all the hardware, and it's not, you know, some easily available standardized set of hardware that I could buy to be able to attach this heatsink, I'll just have to buy a complete heatsink off eBay with all the hardware. I've asked Brandon too. He might have a heatsink with all the hardware that I could use. But yeah, I have no experience. I have no idea how to mount socket 478 heatsinks. So if anyone can tell me what I'm doing or what I have and if I can do it, let me know. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to test out this motherboard. And finally, I could not believe this when I found these things. 2 HP iPac pocket PCs. How about that? I could not believe it when I found these. And these are in perfect shape. Not a scratch on them hardly. I just could not believe it. You know, these things are worth quite a bit of money still on the collector's market. There was no USB cord, unfortunately. But what I was able to do, the only damage on either of these is a small chip in the battery cover on this one. What I was able to do, they both have batteries in them. I took one of the batteries and charged it on my iMac B6 charger, and wouldn't you know it, both of these things work absolutely perfect. And they both have batteries, they both have the styluses, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, and there's literally not a scratch on these. They are like new, almost. So amazing. I can't believe someone just threw these out. These usually, you know, are in the realm of like $60 or $80 each on eBay. Amazing. And I always wanted one of these, especially as a kid. I thought these were the coolest thing ever. It's too bad I don't have that excitement anymore, or I'd be way more excited about this stuff than I am. But nevertheless, it's really cool I found these, and it's absolutely awesome that they both work perfect. I've ordered a USB cable off eBay. Hopefully that gets here, and hopefully it works, because it's a generic Chinese thing. And when that arrives, and if it works, I will make a video reviewing these things. So yeah, so awesome. They work absolutely perfect. There's your proof. There's your sneak preview. Well, there you go, guys. What an absolute amazing haul of stuff I got from that box. So glad I went back there to look for that AC adapter, and so glad I stayed there and did a little bit of digging. Man, I can't wait to see, you know, test everything else that I haven't already tested. So like I said, now that I have the AC adapter for this generic USB external hard drive, there will be a video seeing if this thing works in the near future. Now that I have cables here, there will be a test of the Dell Inspiron 530 in the near future. And someday, when I get home, there will be a test of this motherboard. And I forgot to mention, you've probably been seeing these. It came with 3 IDE cables, all Asus branded, so presumably original to the motherboard. Kind of weird that it came with 3 cables, considering there's only two IDE ports on the motherboard. But yeah, when I get home, there will be a test of this board, and when my USB cable comes for these pocket PCs, there will be a video about these. The computer videos are returning, guys, at least for the next little while. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.